Hello, Jose. How do you analyse that performance and the result?
First of all, let me thank our fans. First of all, to come in such a difficult situation in Europe and with no direct flights, and so many of them, they come to support the team in a difficult moment also for the team. So I need to thank them. I think is the minimum thing that I can do. The match, I think, of course, the best team won. Physicality, intensity, rhythm, counter-attack, winning duels behind. Really strong team in the top of their condition, with their best players, with a bench full of quality, against a team that is in trouble. You could see. I don't need to repeat the same things again. We have lots of problems, and it's really difficult. Yesterday I was very positive, but that's the way I have to be. There is no point of before the game not to believe and not to be motivated and not to be optimistic. That's the way we sportsmen we have to be before every competition. That's the way we have to be. But the reality is a different thing. One team in this moment is much stronger than we are, and of course was difficult, and they deserve clearly to get the quarterfinal.
Okay, take a question from Matt here.
Hi, Jose. Do your problems run deeper than injuries at the moment? We've obviously spoken a lot about the injuries, but I'd be keen to hear what the other problems are that you're facing at the moment.
Well, it's difficult for me to speak again about injuries, but you want me to speak about other things when it looks like the obvious is that the problems, they accumulate with the accumulation of injuries. If you want to make an exercise, just a mental exercise, and imagine Leipzig tonight without Sabitzer, Schick, Werner, do you think they would win the way they did? Do you go to the European champion? Do you want to make an exercise of Liverpool without Salah, Mane, Anderson, Firmino? Do you want to even go to Spain and do Barcelona without Griezmann, Messi, Suarez, Piqué? Do you want to make this exercise with every team in the world? I think every team in the world would struggle with 5 or 6 of their most important players missing. I think it's as simple as that, and to look at it in a very pragmatic and simple way is as simple as that. All the players that were in Leipzig bench, in my team, they would all play. Forsberg would play, Poulsen would play, all of them, they would play in this moment in my team, because we don't have. So that is a big problem. Then, of course, and I know that automatically our team will improve next season with these players, I know. But we also know that we have to improve in other areas. I'm not going to tell you exactly the way I analyze things, but in the first and second goal that we concede, the third goal is just nothing, doesn't mean anything. But the first and the second goal, I saw the mistakes, and I saw why we made the mistakes, and I saw why Upamecano, Alstenberg, and Klosterman, they were dominant, very dominant. In every duel, they were very, very dominant. We have our problems. and our problems, as you say, they don't end in injuries. But no team in the world would cope with injuries for such a long time. You can cope for 1 or 2 matches. We cannot cope for 3 or 4 months. It's too much. And then mentally, the players, of course, they try to renew their motivations, and I'm pretty sure that the next match, the boys will go again ready to give everything they can give. But it's not easy also for them at that level. So I think incredible negative experience. But I think if we get it in the positive way, I think there is a lot of positives to take in relation to the future.
Okay, I'll go to Dave and then Matt, please. Apologies. Sorry.
Jose, Dele Alli said on the television that the mentality wasn't strong enough from the team who did play tonight. And given, even despite the injuries, was that acceptable from the players you did have available?
Can you repeat?
Dele Alli said on television that he thought that the team's mentality wasn't strong enough tonight. Was that performance from the players you did have available, was it acceptable to you?
Depends on the players. I don't think a player like Tanganga or Sessegnon, one playing the first match in the Champions League, the other one playing the second match, I don't think they are players that I can expect more than what they did. And I think the mentality of a team is also a consequence of its power. When you feel powerful, your mentality goes bigger, your self-esteem goes higher. When you feel that, for example, it's so difficult for you to score a goal, I think as a team, your self-esteem, your self-confidence goes down. At the same time, when you know that defensively you can also make a mistake and be punished by these mistakes, is also very, very difficult. But if Tele has this vision, I think is a good thing. I think he can be also very introspective. He can look at himself. He can analyze himself, and that's an amazing thing for do as a player. I think every player should do his own analyze, and if he does that, I think can be very good for him.
Okay, Matt, with the last question down here.
Sitting here, right here and now, do you believe you'll be back in the Champions League next season, or is it too big an ask for the squad that you've got at the moment?
With the squad we have at the moment, it's going to be very, very difficult because our problems are not going to disappear from today until tomorrow. But we have matches to play, we have matches to fight. You can see by our results in the Premier League that we fight until the end. In the Premier League we don't have results where we had no chances to fight for the points. When we lost matches 2-1, 3-2, 1-0. We had draws, so it's not like we cannot fight. So we are going to fight, and the players they have to be very, very strong to cope with the limitations we have. And this time we are not going to recover any player for next Sunday. But at least we have a little bit of a little period, not just 2 days like we have all the time. In this time we have 4 days in between. So at least by the physical point of view, maybe the players they can react in a better way. So yes, we are going to fight.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Is Sanchez had injury or?
Sanchez. See you Friday.
Bye, guys.
Cheer up, it's going to be all right. Cheer up, it's going to be okay.
What?
It's going to be okay, cheer up.
What?
Yeah, the season, it's going to be okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.